All right, good morning, Coffee and Craps fans. This is John from Pro Craps. We're gonna start off our day like we always do here. We're gonna YOLO to get going. Just a little summary here. We've got a $20,000 starting bankroll. We assume that we won something on slots or whatever and got a big win. Before we go catch our plane, we're gonna YOLO here. I'm gonna actually try and turn this 20K into 100K. That's the plan. So far to this point, we've won. I think we're at $35,000 and change. We're getting close to where I want to level up. What I'm going to do today is one more shot here at 9,600 across. And if we get the win, the next show will level up. And I'm going to, my initial thought was to always burn the whole bankroll out here and really just burn 100% of our profits. But what I'm thinking I want to do is always, now that I'm at a point where I can do it, use half the profits every day. So once we get this to 19,000, then we can do 9,600. It's half of our total profit, and then we'll level up as we go from there and try and move the needle that way. So let's go out with our 9,600 across. And again, it's just going to be $1,500 per spot, essentially, except for the 6 and 8, of course. There's $1,500 per spot with $1,800 on the 6 and 8. We're not going to play the field. We certainly can play the field for a few hundred. We could do the hard ways again like we did before for a few hundred. Just not going to do that today. We're just going to stick with the inside, or the across bet, let this thing roll out, and let's see what happens here. Here we go. We have not yet been burned. I'm gonna jinx myself by saying that, but thus far we've avoided it. And again, we're just walking up to the table. We're interrupting all play. We're dropping in about 10 grand, and let's just see what happens here. Here come the dice. They are a fly-in. Wish me luck. There's a 3-3 hard 6. Hard 6, hard 6. That means if you're keeping score at home, that is 2,000. Nope, that's black chips. What am I doing there? That is $2,100 to the good guys. So there we go. Nice little YOLO win this morning. Again, we're rocking on. That's another $2,100 win that goes in the bankroll. That puts us at 37,000 and change. One more win, we can level up, and we'll take this thing up to 12,800. I think will be our next level that we go to. So congratulations, me. Happy Friday to you all. And let's get back to the screen here, and we'll start the actual show. Give me a second to clean my chips up, and we'll make that happen for you. All right, here we go. Back to square. All right, nice way to start every day. It always puts me in a good mood to come in here and just knock one out of the park before we even get started. It's just my favorite way to get going in the morning here. So, all right, let's run and talk about all the things that are happening in the world of craps. There's lots actually going on here. Let's go to this and do our quick announcements segment here. And look at this, by the way. We have our huge crew here today. This is pretty awesome. We're already rocking about 20 people showing up. This is great. I want to say good morning to some folks here before we even get started. So Midmo Yo, happy Easter to you too. Dice DGen also is saying happy Easter. Good morning to you. Good morning, California Craps Clubs. Hawaii Crap Shooters, good to see you here, Brian. I'm working on it. I'm working on maybe coming down there for a day next weekend. I don't know. Zach's coming in here this weekend to hang out with us for Easter, and we might go to the casino on Saturday. We're thinking about it, and pending the outcome of Saturday, I may fly down there next week and see you. So that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, Dr. S, what was the Downtown Grand thinking? So that's my first news item here is CEG versus the Downtown Grand. What the hell happened? It's insane to imagine all the things about that, right? And if you haven't watched the video, watch the video. Midmo Yo alludes to it here. I'll put a link to the video in the description here, and I think I can do the thing above, the little clicky thing, after the video has aired. But yeah, they really dropped the ball on that one for a lot of reasons, right? From a business standpoint, clearly left hand was not talking to right hand, right? That marketing person was not talking to the casino operations people at all. Otherwise, that doesn't happen. Or they did talk, right? One of two things is true. Either they didn't talk and they screwed it up completely, or they did talk and they said, screw these guys, we're going to bump our minimums up and make 100 people that are a captive audience play at a higher minimum. If that's the case, nobody should ever step foot in that casino again. That's just shady bullcrap business, bad business. If that's what actually happened, who knows? They're going to come back with their own statement, of course, but what a crazy situation. And it should be noted that we show up, right? We show up. Casino Quest does a thing. 100 people show up to the Grand to rock those tables, right? When Color Up goes to Vegas in about a month and a half or so, whatever, it's really getting kind of close now. We're going to bring at least 50. I think he's got 60 signups now. I think it's 60 signups plus our families to all these casinos, and we're going to do the crawl. There are people going to DiceCon that I know don't want to be, that aren't part of the club, but they know that we're doing it. They're going to be there that same weekend. So you can expect another 100 people that play craps and gamble to be in town in that area. And we've made some arrangements with some of the casinos down there. Can you imagine if that happens again at someplace else? I mean, we show up. Our folks come ready to play. We're bringing fat wallets and lots of energy to these places. So, I mean, they got to embrace what's going on. Anyway, that's pretty crappy. Excuse me. So, as I'm going through the list here, I got, who was first today, by the way? Dr. S was first, it looks like. And good morning to On Point as well. I think I saw Jeff's logo here too. So Vince is here. I just saw you go by. Jay, of course, Jay's here. We only live once, right? Thus far, I've lived, 9 times? I've lived a cat's life. I think we've had 9 consecutive days where I've won my YOLO roll. The SRR is nice on the YOLO, Louis. Now you know what's going to happen though, right? At some point, I'm gonna throw that 7, and it's gonna really, really suck. But you know, at the end of the day, I did this whole YOLO thing literally to prove somebody wrong, because somebody, you know, the guys who run crap channels know what I'm about to say. When you run a channel, people challenge you all the time. You get all these crazy emails, you get all these hot-blooded comments that come through to you, and they say, well, if you're really a pro and you're really a great shooter, you know, I'll bet you, that you can't throw one a day, right? And the person who challenged me here said, if you're so good, why don't you just go to the casino every day and take 1 shot and go home? And I'm like, well, I don't play that way, but to kind of prove the guy wrong, this is what I'm doing. And that's where this whole thing got started. Anyway, I digress. Friday night fights are tonight. There was some confusion about this. I apologize. We talked, and it was supposed to be Sunday. I screwed it up and announced it yesterday that it was going to be Friday. So it's tonight. Sorry. I know that Sideshow is going to host it. I know that Buckeye Slim is playing. I don't remember if they have an opponent yet. I think it might be Jeff. Jeff might be playing Buckeye. I don't know. This will be our final test run, and I'm going to show you the rules here in a minute. I'm going to make an executive decision on one of the rules today. We're going to play it that way tonight. If it works out, great. If not, I'm thinking about having like a special show where we have like a Zoom call, basically, between myself, the dealers, and maybe some of you coming into the Zoom call. And we don't have to do it on YouTube. We can just do it privately and just talk about the rules. Make sure that we're all okay with how this is going to work, because I think it's going to be a big thing, and I want you all involved in it. And it's not just me or Chris or Jeff dictating rules. We want to make sure that we're playing the way we all want to play this thing, because I'd like to play this every Friday night for the next 5 years. So let's get it right, and let's be on the same page there. So Craps Chat also will be Easter Sunday at 9 o'clock Eastern time, PM. I may jump in, but I may not be. It depends. I'm not sure. We might be out as a family, so I may not be there. So hopefully it's a good show. And my typical plea, please join me on Casino Gaming TV. Join the Discord. There's actually some conversation going there. It's going pretty well. There are channels dedicated to each of the shows that we've got, as well as upcoming shows that I'm negotiating with how to get going. So, so we're trying, and you're right. I'm sorry, I'm seeing a chat go by I want to respond to. Get in there, get chatting. It's actually a lot of fun to get to know us. And that's really how we met Louis, Steel Legion. So Vince says to me this: you must get a ton of grief with the name Pro Craps. 100%. People think I'm a professional gambler. I'm not a professional gambler. And if you look at my bio on the website, it says specifically, we're not teaching you to be a professional. I'm not a professional, but I play in what I would call a professional way, which is not just pulling down my pants and putting it all out there every day. I don't YOLO at the casino, right? I play carefully. I play with a purpose, and I treat it like it's what it is, right? But with the name Pro Craps, I get tons of that. I get tons of, how dare you tell people what I'm about to tell you today, which is how to play the ATS. How dare you tell people to not do anything other than the prescribed way of doing it? I want to make you think. I'm a professional teacher, as you know, and I like to make you think. My job as a teacher, I teach computer programming, which is, I had a student last night actually comment on this. He's like, I thought you had to be smart to be a computer programmer. Think about that for a minute. You don't got to be smart to be a computer programmer. What you've got to be is creative, open-minded, and solution-oriented. You got to see a problem in the world and think, I would like to see that done a different way. I wish websites worked this way. As a computer programmer, I give you the tools, you can make those things happen. As a craps teacher, it's the same thing. Here's how odds, come bets work. Here's how the house edge is calculated. Here's all the things you can do. And I show you ways to do it that work and don't work, and let you combine it, all that and make your own thing, right? My job is to make you a thinker. My job is not to teach you the Iron Cross and slap you on the ass and send you off to the casino and hope that you win. That's not what I'm doing here. And that's not why you come to me, right? And I think that's why I think ProCraps was the right name, although I do get, like Vince says, I get a ton of grief for it, for the things that I talk about. And I think that's actually pretty interesting and it's cool. To me, it keeps me like, I gotta make sure I keep my level up. And it's a built-in accountability piece. So there you go. Yeah, you're right, man. And Chris, dude, you're like my favorite, right? This is the Philly attitude right here, right? Smarts get you so far. You got a work ethic, right? That's that blue collar shipyard mentality. I love it. That's where I was born and raised, and that's the way I play the tables is work. The way I work is work, and it's all good there. So I'm not a pro, Midmo. No, I'm not a pro. If I had the money, I would be. And I told you my goal in life is to like have enough money to play every day and deal every day. I want to get up in the morning, go play for like 15 minutes, win my 20%, and then put on my shirt and go deal like that. I just want to be involved all the time. All right, let's talk about today's stuff. I want to get into let's see. We're gonna do first the Friday night head-to-head craps thing. I want to make sure that we understand what's going to happen. Okay, the goal of the thing is to get a game in 30 minutes or so, 30 to 40 minutes max. I really want to keep it tight. The dice, we have decided, random versus setting, we've decided on dealer's choice. We're not going to let the players, I don't want the players to decide the dice set. I don't want the players saying, you're going to set for me and random for me. I think the dealer who's dealing the game gets to decide. And the reason why I'm saying that is this. One, I want it to go fast. So the dealer who's dealing knows they're set. They can set them quick and they can throw them quick. That's great. I think that the dealers can use that 30 minutes of time as their own personal practice. You're practicing, and I'm practicing my dealing skills. And Chris wants to work on his throws. He can work on his throws there. Just keep it quick, right? What we want to do is have about a minute total between the dice landing and the dice being thrown the second time, which means about 30 seconds-ish for players to get their bets in, and the dealer to set the chips back up, grab his dice, and throw them. So if we can do that inside of a minute, we'll be in about our 35 to 40 minute target time. I think it's going to work well if we can get it there. So we're going to test tonight. Chris is going to set dice tonight and throw them and practice, and we'll see how that works out. The venue, of course, we rotate it. It'll be Sideshow tonight. It'll be D-Gen sometimes, me sometimes, Jeff sometimes. We may even have a fifth player that wants to come in and deal at some point, right? That's great. It's like it's like the traveling, Super Bowl. Like you're on a different field every week. Same rules, different venue, different vibe. That's going to make it fun, I think. We're going to have dealers, obviously. We are going to host the shows. We're going to be the streamers. We'll have the tech figured out for ourselves as dealers. We'll be the dealer of the chips and the thrower of the dice. I'd like another person on every single time. That's an official referee. Now, it could be just of the four of us. It could be any of you, frankly. I don't really care who it is. But that person is going to have the clock going. Like they're going to do a 30-second timer for each player to get their bets in, right? Because I think that's what slows us down. So I want somebody to kind of run a timer. I want that person to also watch the bets that are being set, make sure that the bets got set correctly, that payments got made right, and that sometimes we forget to pull the losers down. That person's job is to kind of monitor the game as we're going. So like a third person in the chat to make sure, or in the live stream to make sure that we're all kind of on the up and up and doing it right. So I think it's really that oversight. I'm not sure what you call it, a referee oversight, whatever. That's an important thing. If you have in your heart to do that, you let me know. Drop me an email at john@procraps.net or jump in Discord and say, I'm willing to do the referee thing every so often. And that way we can kind of spread the love a little bit and make sure that that's tight, because I want the dealers to just have fun and deal. Like, just do it. Have a great time, interact with the players. And if they're messing with the roll tracker and counting and the other stuff that goes on, then they make mistakes, number one, and it's not as fun, number two. So I think that's going to be a thing. So there's that. All right, head-to-head craps screen number 2 is going to be the rules thing. So here's the rules we've decided so far. Every week, the winner of the match is the new king, or the queen, whatever you want to call it, king or queen of the mountain. Anybody can challenge. We're not going to do a tournament style thing. So I'm going to limit it to folks in Discord. So if you come to the Discord, get logged in, and the king of the mountain will say, I'm the king of the mountain, who wants to play me? And that person, somebody will say, hey, I'm got him. Waylon's going to say, I'm taking him down. That's how it's going to be. We'll decide it in Discord. We'll advertise it on the site, and then we play. And it's the same three rounds we talked about. First round is regular craps. $750 bankroll. It's a $5 table. $25 minimum action on the table. Now, there was some discussion about do-we-don'ts on this one. We decided to allow for do-we-don'ts. We have also decided that the shooter has to have a line bet of the table minimum. The come-out rolls are the one time we're not going to enforce the $25 in action. The shooter just wants to throw $5 out there just to get something on the line. That's great. They just have to be in on the line to shoot like a regular table. Following the come-out roll, $25 minimum action, $5 minimum bet in round 1, 20 rolls. Round 2 is 10 rolls. It's a short stack challenge. It's 10 rolls. It's $250, $25 table. So you're only getting a few chips. That's the second round. The third round, whatever you've got from the both rounds gets combined, and you go all in and you play for 6 rolls. If there's a third round, you got to win 2 rounds out of the 3 to win the match. And that's how that works. No VIGs on the table. The order of operations, who gets to bet first? The king of the mountain gets to choose in all 3 rounds, right? I'm sorry, the king of the mountain gets to choose the first round. Who gets to go first? They have first choice. After that, the winner of the round will choose who gets to go first. We're deciding whether or not we can take rolls off or not. Like, can you sit out a roll? I don't know if you can sit a roll out. Like, is it fair? What if I went out there and YOLO'd it? What if I put my whole 750 out there, YOLO'd it, won $125 or whatever it was, and then sat there and watched you play for 19 more rolls? I think that would be an unfair thing. So I think we should say there's no rolls off. I think we should be in all the time. So that would be what I'm hoping for. And Buckeye says, yes, I'm looking for a box person. Essentially, we should actually call them the box person. That's a good way to describe that. That's what we really need, is a box man to help us with timing and everything else. So that's the basic rules. It's going to be straight up craps. The only thing different is the minimums and the amount of money you get to play with that one squeeze of minimum table bet. And I think you got to have money in action all the time. That's really what I really believe. So there's that. I just saw another chat come through, and I want to do this, put it up here. I can't wait to play this. This is the toothpick video on the stadium craps thing. I heard about this from somebody else a few months back, and I didn't know where there was one. There's one at Planet Hollywood now. Watch Ted's video. I'll link to that as well, Dr. S. Thanks for bringing that up. Whoever brought that up. Who brought that up? It was Dr. S. I'll link to that video in the description. Great video. Ted, by the way, is one of the coolest people you'll ever get to meet in person. The guy's awesome. That stadium craps looks pretty cool. Where you're shooting by yourself on an 8-foot table, so it's 8 feet from the end. I think we can all learn how to shoot on that, and I think it's pretty cool. So there's that. All right, let's get into today's real fun. We're going to talk about not having fear of missing out, and the way that we're going to get around fear of missing out, because I'm going to do today the mathematical way to play. I'm going to play boring style. I'm actually going to play Johnny style boring. You'll see what I mean in a minute. But we're going to do line bets with odds. And it's a boring way to play. If you're a don't player and you're going to go don't pass an odds all day long, you're going to that's the one time. I was talking to Ken Knows Gambling last night. That's the one time when it's okay to drink at the table. Right? You shouldn't be drinking at the table because you're going to make mistakes unless you're betting the don't pass with odds, because there's nothing to think about. And you get this fear of missing out can happen to you. So we're gonna play today without the fear of missing out. So we're gonna go ahead and have a little side hustle bankroll. We're gonna set that aside. We're gonna do some things with it to give ourselves some extra action while we're doing our actual strategy. So there's that. Let's head back to the table. We'll talk about that. And I have a couple of comments here that were in the chat that I wanna highlight and talk about after the session here. So let's go back to our table here and we'll do our wide view. And hopefully the dice or the chips you're getting used to seeing them, the new color chips. I did tweak the settings a little bit on the camera to try and make colors pop a little bit more. So we'll see how that works. So what I'm gonna do here is this. I actually screwed up my bankroll already. I'm going to have this. We'll put this here in the come for right now. What I've got over here is $1,400. That really should be $1,500. Let me get another 100 in there. We'll do $1,500 for our actual strategy. And that may not be enough. As a matter of fact, I'm sure that's not enough money for the strategy that I wanna play today. We'll probably have to take a loan later on. I've got another $100 over here. I'm actually gonna make that 150. Again, I was thinking about this morning. I thought we need more bankroll. We're gonna do 150 side hustle, and we'll do 1,500 actual. So there's gonna be two halves to the back of my rack. We're gonna feed the front the entire time. We're gonna feed the front the whole time. And what my plan is to play a pass line with odds and a don't pass and a don't come with odds, okay? 1 second here. And along with that, we're gonna use our side hustle money. Again, this is not designed to make any money with our strategy play. This is burn it up. This is like light it on fire money over here. So think of it this way. If you're just gonna go pass line or don't pass with odds, this is your money to have fun with, okay? How many ways can you have fun? Well, we've talked about the marching soldier, which is, and actually, you know, I was thinking about this. I should have played the marching soldier when we were at AC, because Jeff would have hit the marching soldier. That would have been a time in a 40 roller where Jeff would have actually hit the soldier. Had I thought about it, I should have been on that thing. That would have been a nice big fat win. But the soldier's good, right? With $150, right? You've got 25 chances at it. More than 25 chances, right? You got 30 chances, right, at the marching soldier to $5 table. That's a pretty cool way to do it. You also can do the ATS for 15 bucks, 5, 5, and 5. Why not do the ATS for 15 bucks and you get 10 shots at it? Further to that, you could do the ATS for 15 bucks and pay for it through some inside betting or pay for it through a pass line bet or something along those lines. So we're gonna play today the ATS and I'm gonna use 44 inside bet to cover it. I'm gonna take one hit and pay for that bet. That's my goal today. We're gonna play the ATS here, but you could easily take this 150 and do my 12 gauge strategy and just do the horn bet or the bet on the midnight, $1 3 times, $2 3 times, $3 3 times, and work the midnight shift if you want to. You could do this with the soldier. I'm gonna do it today with the ATS, and we're gonna go 15 bucks on the ATS. And this player or this bankroll is also going to support 44 inside. So there's 25, 35, 45 bucks. We're gonna go 44 inside, working. And see if we can't get a $15 hit somewhere in here to cover that action, right? And make this a free bet every single time. Looking to win 175 on the tall or the all or the small and 875 on the all. So that's gonna be our plan today. We're gonna go 44 inside working this guy as we go. Take his dollar change. And again, hopefully I'll work him on this side of the rack and I'll work this guy over here. And hopefully this person can stay at the 150 level in their rack as we keep playing this thing. And maybe we'll hit this thing once as we go, okay? And again, we're looking to do this separate from our actual gameplay. And the actual gameplay is gonna be simple. We're gonna do a $25 pass line bet. We're gonna take potentially max odds, and then we're gonna come to the don't come and get a don't point out, and I'll explain why I'm doing that as we go. But this part's gonna be working the whole time, okay? It seems like it's an opposition. Maybe we should not, well, we'll not work it. We'll have this thing work the whole time. I wanna work it. It may be a bad decision, but we're gonna do it anyway. Here we go. Pass line bet, 25. 44 inside working. We get an 8 for the point, which is fantastic. So what's going to happen is this. This 8 here is going to get paid 14 bucks, which covers the 15 on the ATS. Matter of fact, we're going to have to mark up the 8 on the ATS. So these come down. They were only there for the purpose of grabbing enough money to cover that bet. That's it. So the ATS now is a free bet for us. We're just free rolling. We're rooting for the ATS all day long, okay? With a point of 8, by the way, this has got to come back. I'm going to put this, how do I want to make my rack? What's the best way to do it here? Let's see, there's our 44. We'll put this back in here. All right, that's close enough. So what I'll do is keep this. This is 100. There's the 44. So between this and this, it's 150. We'll probably, I'll put this over here. I just want to make sure that we're straight with where we are. Okay, there's that. Now, for my odds back here, let's assume we're at a 3, 4, 5 table. We'll make that we can say we're a 10x table. It doesn't really matter. For that, I'm going to take 250 in odds. Okay, so we'll do 250 back behind the line. So 250 back there, that'll pay us 300 on the 8. Okay, so we're past the line with max odds, and now we're working the ATS too. I'm also going to come out with a don't come. And I'm going to work this thing hopefully from both sides. And here we go with the next shot, and that's going to be a 3-2-5. So now I'm going to have a don't 5, a do 8, and again the 5 we're going to take 200. We'll do 3. Actually, we'll do 250. No, I'll do 150. I'll do 150 lay to win 100 back here. So it'll be a $125 win on the 7. It'll be a $300 win on the 8. And of course, we're going to rock the ATS if we can. There's our 5 getting marked. Now here I am, right? As the player who's doing this strategy, I'm just waiting it out, right? I'm looking to hit an 8. I'm looking to get a come out 7. That's what I'm playing for, the 8 and the come out 7 here if we can get it. And in the meantime, let's hit every other number while we're at it. Let's hit every other number here while we go. And I may decide to ladder these up. I don't know, but I have enough bankroll to ladder in here. We certainly could do it. We certainly could ladder those things as we go. There's a 1, 2, 3. So we'll mark up the 3 and work the ATS. Now, let me roll some numbers here. And there's a 6, 3, 9. Again, I'm not collecting, right? The bane of the pass line better, the bane of the don't come better, the bane of the math player who says the only way to play craps is right there in front of you. Boring. Nothing to cheer for, right? You're missing out on stuff. Well, now I'm not missing out. I'm actually rolling and hoping that we can get ourselves a little bit of action here, right? On the ATS. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and get these things rolling. Let's make some numbers. There's a 1, 1 pair of aces, which is fantastic. We hit 2 of the hardest numbers here on the small already, right? Let's get this thing, huh? Let's get a 4 and a 6. Let's rock the 4 and the 6. There's going to be a 1, 3, little Joe 4. So we got the 4, right? Now we just got to hit the easiest number in town, right? Let's hit the easiest number in town, get ourselves a little ATS action here early in our session. Wouldn't that be fantastic? We didn't get it. 4, 3, 7. That's a bummer. We didn't get it, but we had fun, right? This player here played that for free. They had a free chance, essentially, at getting the 6 to hit. It would have been pretty cool, right? But we lose our pass line bet for 250. Back here on the don't, we get paid a green and a black, and we're down 150 bucks, right? But we took our shot, and that was what it's all you can ask for is to have a chance, opportunity to take that shot. Now we go back and we can ladder up the pass line to 50 bucks if you want. Again, the pass line to me, getting laddered, all it does is afford you more odds you can place. I'm not going to go more than 250 odds back here anyway, so I'm not going to ladder pass line losses because this would mean going 50 and then jacking up to 500 on the odds. I'm just not going to do that, right? We're going to keep our odds pretty stable. I would ladder up back here because I think the don't pass, the don't come, the flat bet, there's a lot of money to be made in those flats. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll take away our bets down here. We'll reset in there. And so I'm going to take this win back to the rack here. We'll get set back up. We're a little bit behind, and that's okay with me. So here we go. We're gonna drop another 44 inside. Working with our ATS. And let's come out. Hard 10. All right, cool. There's a 10. We're gonna mark that up over here. The point's gonna be 10. We did not pay for the ATS. Those bets really kind of got to stay there. And on the 10, I'm not super proud of it, but I will take double odds back there. We'll take 50 bucks in odds instead of the full allotment. We'll take a little bit. We could even just take single odds if you're that worried about the 10. I'm going to take double just because. Here we come to the don't. Let's get an inside number here. Get the ATS bet paid for if we can. There's a 6, 4, 10. That worked out pretty good. Don't come, we'll move to the 10. The point will be off. Down here, we're going to get paid. We're going to recover a little bit of what was lost on that first shot. Okay, let's bring that back to our rack. On the don't side back here, we have a great bet on the don't. We have 25 bucks back here. That to me is worth the full 200 that I can lay back there. Of course, the ATS is still working. We've only hit one number. We have not paid for it yet. So those bets are going to still be for me working while we're coming out. Here we go. Not a terrible time for a come out 7 here. This is the time you want it, even though you're going to lose this. It's actually not the worst thing. There's a 1-1 set of aces. Mark those up. That's good. And there's our 4-3-7. So we're going to lose this without ever having paid for it. We're going to lose these because they were working to help pay for it, which again, kind of bites. But we do win back here on our don't pass and our pass line. So essentially the pass line win is worth $10 because what's going to happen is we're going to take this back to our rack and we're going to come back out with a new 15 bucks and we'll cover that on the pass line. It's totally fine. Okay, over here, I'm going to reset the rack. There's my 500, 500. There's $100 in profit. I'm going to make sure that we're good here. And there's 1,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. There's our initial bankroll plus 100 bucks. We've recovered back. Over here, we're a little bit down on our side hustle money. Is what it is. We're going to take this away. We're going to put it back. And out we come. Another 10. That's good. We're rolling some 10s. Love it. Let's mark it up. We'll mark it up here. Again, we'll take double odds back there. We'll do our don't come here. 44 inside. I forgot to put the 44 inside up. So what we're finding very quickly is that this is not working out, right? This side hustle money here hasn't really been paying off for us. Hasn't been covering its own action that well. There's a 3, 2, 5. This time it does. Okay, so again, we'll take our 15 for 1 and bring it down. So we're good. Right? We know that we can enjoy the ATS for free over here. Okay? This moves in behind the 5. We're going to mark up that 5. And back there, again, we'll take 200 in odds to win 300 coming back. Or I'm sorry, I'm going to take 150, to win 100. 150 to win 100 back there and 50 to win 100 back there. So we're back in black on the 7. Or the 10, we're gonna do well up here if we get it rolling. And again, this is just about playing the ATS and having some fun, right? This is the mathematical way to play is right here, right? That's where we're gonna make our paycheck. This right here is just fun. This is like a YOLO for free. This 15 bucks didn't cost us a thing. We earned it out here. So there's that. Here we go. There's a 1, 2, 3, ace deuce. We'll just mark that up. There's a 4, 4, hard 8, square pair. We'll mark that up. And there's a set of aces. Look at that. That small is looking good right there. You guys can see that, right? Okay, I'll make sure that was on camera for you to see it. Oh yeah, there's the midnight. And again, if you're playing my other strategy, right, the 12 gauge strategy, right, we've had about maybe 15 rolls-ish, and we hit the midnight. So that would have been that would have been at about a $4 level right there. That's a $120 win if we were doing the midnight strategy instead of the ATS strategy. So just, food for thought. There's a 4-2-6, not on the 6, but we're getting closer to Tipperary here. There's a 5-3-8, a second 8. Again, we're not on the 8, doesn't matter. 5-4-9, again, not on the 9, does not matter. Makes this suck a whole lot less. And there, my friends, is a, oh shit, I thought it was the yo. My eyeballs deceived me. I thought it was a yo. 6-4-10, so we hit the point, which is great because that's gonna give us a cool $100 on the odds and 25 on the flat. We're gonna go and put that all right into the rack, like so. And actually that's gonna be back here. And we've got, it looks to me like 175 in profit from our plays over here, which is great. We're gonna come back out with a new pass line bet. That's really fantastic. This here not holding its own just yet. Of course, if we hit something in here, we're gonna be just fine. Coming out, I'd love to see it come out 7. Even though we lose over here this potential, come out 7, we have our money there right now. And that's again why I play the pass and the don't come at the same time. They seem to work out pretty well. And there it is. There's a 5-2, come out 7, which again, it kind of sucks for the ATS. And this is why I almost never play the ATS because it's so hard to hit this damn thing. What I'm doing here though, the way I'm playing it, it pays for itself as it goes. If I pay that pass line in nickels, we can put the ATS right back. Right, we'll take this away as a loser, replace it with our winnings, and we're right back on it with a $10 tiny bring home. Right over here again, we're gonna get paid 100 for the odds in the back and a quarter in the front, which is great. Our rack goes back. There's our starting bankroll. And now we're at 275 in profit. And we're just kind of inching our way along here. We're getting a good rhythm with the pass and the don't come. Again, this thing here is it's always going to be a home run strategy. So here's our 44 inside working. We'd love to have an inside number on the come out. That would be great if we can pull that off. Let's get it done. Here we go, coming out. 5-1-6, that worked out good. So it's gonna pay 14 bucks on the way out. And again, all of this comes down. There's our 44 inside for the next time. I'll put the whites up here and we'll put that in there. So now we're basically back, right? This guy here is almost back to where he started, or our side hustle money is. This bet is paid for now, which is great. We're on the 6 for a point. I'm gonna give the 6 250 in odds. We're gonna go for the 6 hard here. And we're gonna go ahead and rock the don't come. We got ourselves a nice don't point if we can. We gotta mark the 6 on the ATS. I think I've not missed an ATS yet. I don't think I've missed marking these. I'm not good at doing the extra dealer stuff yet, but we'll get there. There's a 5-1-6, beauteous, okay? Our don't travels behind the 6, the point comes off, but down there we're gonna win 3 on the back and 25 in the front, right? So here is a case where we're probably at or damn close to profit. There's our initial bankroll. Actually, here's our initial bankroll. There's 500, 1,000, 1,500. And in the front of the rack, I've got 300, 500, 600 bucks in the front of the rack. So we are well past our goal here. The mathematical way of playing got us well over, that's 60% profit. That's pretty freaking good for that first session there. And our ATS person really hasn't done a damn thing yet, right? So let's go ahead and play this out. On the point of 6 here, we'll just do it. I think what I'll do here is we'll do 60 bucks in odds. I'm not gonna be crazy with the odds. I'll put 60 out there on it. Again, I'm gonna lower my odds stance as we go. This is still active, by the way, right? Our ATS hasn't changed. We're still playing the ATS. We're gonna come out of our pass line, get a new point established and keep this thing rolling. I'll make this my last shooter as we go. There's a 6-2-8. Our new point's gonna be 8. I'm gonna mark the 8 on the ATS side of things over there. And again, we can be hyper aggressive if you want to. And I would probably play this out of my profit stack. We could play it at 250. Why don't we just take and be quote unquote easy about it? We'll take our greens here. We'll risk our 4 greens and put $100 in odds behind that 8. And we'll take the 120 win for what it is. It's not a home run, but it's okay. Back here, we're looking to make just 50 bucks on the 7, should it show. I'm really after this right now. And I'm gonna walk out of here for sure with 500. This is the exact case that we were in Atlantic City. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take a lammer. I'm locking that bad boy up. There's our starting bankroll, 1,500. Right, and there is 425 in profit plus what's on the table. So we're gonna let this table roll out here. Whatever happens right now, we're walking out of here with guaranteed money. Cannot lose today. Hard 6. Bummer, we lost here, right? And that's why I went a little light on that. We were rolling some insides. I just went a little bit lighter on the odds. I'm fine with that. Let's go hit us an ATS and get out of here, shall we? There's a 6-5 yo. Where was that last time? 6-5 yo, would have been nice. The roll before. I'm not gonna chase this, right? We're gonna do 1 pass and 1 don't come. I'm not doing them both. There's our 314 Little Joe coming out. There's a 639. We're just gonna pick these numbers off here, make ourselves a nice walk out the door money if we can do it. 549 again. Come on, dice, play nice. There's a 6-4-10, right? We're one off the tall right now. We just need our best friend Waylon to be singing us the Midnight Train song. There's the 8, okay, which is great. The 8's going to pay us a quarter down here, and 120 for the odds. We'll leave our bet up. I'm actually going to go ahead and replace. That's our full. This guarantees us 500. There's our starting bankroll plus 500. And back in the rack, what I've got is, 150, 170. This potentially is gonna be my don't pass plus odds. This is my new short stack for this. This player is gonna play short stack style with just this. I'm locking up 500 bucks. We're still playing back here. Puck's off. Give me something good. Another 8. Okay. We're on the 8 again, that's great. Let's do the 8 this time. I'll do it at 50 bucks back here. I'm gonna change that in for 4 greens. And because I wanna come to the don't also, and I wanna have some money left on my short stack for odds, so I'm gonna lower my potential win to get another number. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, ace deuce. We're getting there. We are totally getting there. And that pays my friend in the don't come, which is great. You know me, I'm stacking that bad boy up. Take the free money and stack it up. There's a hard 8. The square pair again, which is good and bad, right? Puck's off. The don't moves behind the 8. Back there, we're gonna again get paid. We're gonna get paid, let's see, 25 in the front, 60 in the back. Leave our pass line bet alone. We're gonna bring all this back. The short stack is growing. I've got a $50 bet against the 8 flat. I'm not gonna put odds on that. There's no need to put odds against the 8 or the 6, especially when my flat bet is pumped up like it is. That's a great bet. In and of itself, it's a great bet. Let's let these two things rock. Again, I would like a 2 or a 12 here, but I'll take a come out 7. A come out 7 wins me some money. I'm okay with it. Here's a 325. 325 is marked. Now we're looking for the outsides. We just need an extreme to get us paid. Ah, damn it, there's the 7. We didn't get it. We were 1 away on both sides of that thing. That would have been cool to walk out the door with a 175 or God forbid an $875 win. That would have been awesome to have won it. But the point is, we played our regular strategy here, and again, we're gonna lose the pass line, we're gonna lose our ATS, but we're gonna win back here. 50 bucks flat on that 8 for an extra 100 bucks out the door. I'm gonna color these up. There's a green. There's 200 more. All right, so we're at 325. So our net for today was pretty good. There's our $1,500 bankroll that we started with. Here's $500, right? There's one, two, three, four. There's 500 that we had locked earlier from our play, plus now another 330. So it's 830 out of 1,500. That's about a 50% win or a little bit more. This strategy today did not pay off, but it was fun. It paid for itself 3 times, right? The 44 inside paid twice to cover that $15, right? This here was paid for twice by 44 inside. It was paid for twice by a pass line win. So we played for free up in here all day long. And as you're waiting for things to happen and you're quote unquote bored, all those numbers that we're hitting that we didn't get paid on in here, we watched it as potential and we celebrated with our table, and that's part of it, right? While you're over here counting your money, you had a chance to win another grand over here if I had just been able to throw a 2 or a 12, right? That's pretty fun, and that's a fun way to play this thing. And you know, we get into let me get back to the video here. We get into these discussions all the time, right? And I had one yesterday with PJ live, right? It's like, you know, sure, the pass line with odds, quote unquote, best way to play. The don't pass with odds, quote unquote, best way to play. And you start thinking, well, shit, that's boring, right? It's boring. You're going to make money, right? When we hit those things, it's a home run. The 8 pays $325, right? The home run every time you hit that, it's great. Versus the inside player or the across player who's winning 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks, 10%, 20% getting whacked on a 7. They never hit a home run unless there's a super amazing roll, which today there were no super amazing rolls. There were rolls today that were about 10 that you could have made some money on, but not a lot of money on. So if you're going to play that way, the odds way, which we just did, fantastic, right? I think adding the ATS in, I think adding the marching soldier in, I think adding the 12 gauge shotgun strategy in, those things keep you engaged because the game should be fun, right? And I think that's what it's good. And Duracell, you're so right. Nothing more fun than winning, right? I liked winning $800 today. That was really kind of fun. So there it is. I think that's pretty cool. So I think that's it. Let's see what else. ATS well worth the chump change versus payout. You know, again, $15 a roll. To me, you got to play the pass line. If you're going to play the ATS, you got to play the pass line because at least the come out 7s replace it. You know, I did the 44 inside today to try and cover it for free with a hit. Same difference. It's just a matter of to me, win enough money on something else to pay for the side bet, and the side bet becomes a free willy, have fun. If it wins, great. If not, no skin off your back. So there's that. All right. There was one thing I wanted to hit on there because somebody wrote this earlier. Sideshow wanted me to clarify something. So let's go back here. This is a question he had about the tournament, which was clarify action players on during the come out or the player's choice for the come out. What we said was in the first round only. The second round and the third round, I think they're going to be, you can bypass if you want to. What I think is the shooter has to have line action. That's what we agreed on. The shooter has to have line action on the come out. Table minimum line action. They don't, if they want to do we don't, I think it's okay. I'm not going to bitch about that. You don't have to go do we don't for 25 and 50 to meet the minimum, or 25, 30 to meet the minimum. Just have a line bet. That's all we ask for on that. And that makes it interesting because if you're getting to choose whether you want to go first or not in round 2, where you only have 6 units or whatever it is, we're doing 150, or we're doing 150, not 150, $25 minimum, you can force your other player to have a $25 line bet. So that's an interesting play. In round 2, you might want to go second because you got to force that guy to have a line bet. So I'm going to publish the rules officially on Casino Gaming TV today, and we'll make them quote unquote final, pending tonight's game. And what I want from you all, if I can ask your support, come watch the game tonight. I'll post a link to it. Chris will post a link to it. Come watch it tonight in the chat room. Of course, you can talk smack and do all your things, but I'm going to ask you pointed questions about the rules and how it's going. And if you have a reaction to what you're seeing in terms of gameplay being slowed down or not interesting because of rules, or you suggest a change, be vocal about it. Let's talk about it in chat. I'm going to be there as kind of moderator tonight to watch and monitor that. and just get an idea from you all as viewers and as potential players how you see the thing going. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you all can join us tonight. Chris, put in chat what time it is. I think you said it was going to be 9 o'clock tonight. Is that right? I think so. Let me go ahead and check the chat window here and see if there's anything else that I need to be looking at. Looks like not. Oh, PC. Let's see. Oh yeah, on point. You know, when I got up and had my coffee, I did see that. I saw that you had done an odds video this morning. You did this versus that. I think this and that is good. And you're right. I did screw up this with the craps. So good catch on that. So I won $25 less than I had in my final rack there. But today I did both at the same time. And the reason why, let me go back to the table. I want to make sure we talk through this. The reason why I did what I did today is an important one, because I wanted to play both sides of this thing, and we'll just use these chips here as the way. If you want to end up in this spot, let me clean up a little bit here. If you want to end up with the ideal situation, which is a 4 with $300 odds behind, right? And you want to end up with the pass line with 250 on a point of 8. Like that's your dream. Your dream scenario is that, right? Which is great. It's the best number to hit on a point. It's the best number to go for on the 7. When do you do them? And I've experimented with this, going don't pass first, getting the point established as a 5 or something, laying my odds, and then come to the 6, right? And doing my 250 in odds here after that, right? And that's the opposite side of this thing, right? Getting don't pass first, come bet second. The downside to doing that is this, the come out roll, right? If they hit their point, right? Obviously you're gonna lose this here, and then your come out roll, you're exposed here. So that makes it a double negative for me. The order I think is important. Going pass line first, the come out 7's a winner for you. You get your point, take your odds on the point, and then when you're here, let's say you go to the 4 or the 5 with some odds on it, and they hit their point, you win, and now the come out 7 works for you in 2 places. And I think the simple fact of ordering it in the pass line first, don't come second, makes that work. And I ran that for a few hours last night, and I think that kind of comes around. There it is. So, Dr. S, you're right. I didn't notice that. Thanks for pointing that out. I didn't hedge. I think it was the 4, right? Or was it the 6? I forget which one it was. You're right about that. I forgot to hedge the come out, or forgot to hedge the, wrong screen. Sorry about that. I did forget to hedge the ATS. Total miss on my part there. When I had the 2 and the 12, of course I couldn't do it. But the middle one certainly could have done that. So yeah, cool. All right, that is it, folks. I think I've said all I had to say. We had a good round there. That was a fun round. Friday, or for a Friday there. Duracell 8 says, I really wish you could incorporate Crapsy in the game. Are you talking about Duracell for the King of the Mountain? I'll let you come out with that. And side just 9 o'clock Eastern, 7 Mountain, which means 6 o'clock me, and 3 o'clock for the Hawaiians. For Crapsy in the King of the Mountain game could be a thing. I think you're going to write back. Hopefully you're right. I know I'm about 30 seconds behind the chat, so if you can answer that question, that'd be great. And I'll start talking about Crapsy. I think King of the Mountain, to me, is going to work better with a live dealer because it's only 2 players. And you're going to get that interplay and have some fun, although it's going to be inaccurate and take a little more time. I think Crapsy's place is going to be in the team play. When we get into tournament play, okay, thanks, Duracell. When we get to tournament play, where it's going to be this situation, 8 teams of 4, and you're going to have 4 against 4 playing live, and you have 3 rounds of play. You'll have 2 versus 2, a 15-roll tag team play, and then a roll of 6 where all 8 players are at the same time. I think you have to have Crapsy for that. There's no way a dealer can handle all this mess. Crapsy has to be the way to make that work. Although you're right, Crapsy is going to make us a lot less prone to error in our head-to-head game that we're going to play. So I think there's a little bit of this to that. I kind of like us making mistakes and having fun with each other as a dealer, but I think the more players is going to make Crapsy's got to be involved somehow, because I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to make, and the thing with Crapsy that is not yet here, and here's the one piece, and Vince, maybe you know, I'll ask you this directly. Maybe you know this. I talked to the guys at Crapsy about a month ago, and what they don't yet have is a way to see the bets live. So you can see every player's bets after the roll's over, but what you can't see is their bets in real time. So I want to see like me and Vince are both in Crapsy. I make my bets, he makes his bets, and they're on screen as we're making them so that the players can adjust, because part of this tournament is seeing your player make a move and then you making the opposite move. And if it's Crapsy, it's behind the scenes, you can't see their moves, then it's a little bit harder. It's not quite as much of a battle as it would be with a real dealer. But I think they're going to get to the point where they can have the live chips showing. That's the one thing that they were working on that's going to be close. That's the one thing. So as soon as they get that piece, I think we can have a better conversation about Crapsy. Unless that's been rolled out with the new version, I don't think it yet has been. So there are some questions that Skill wants me to take a look at here. So I'm going to run through the questions. Do your questions, please. Skill says, who will ultimately decide who will play who with multiple players wanting to play the Mountain, King, or Queen? And On Point asked the same, you're repeating the question. To be determined, Skill. I don't know yet. My initial thought was first come, first serve in the chat. I thought about having a queue. Like I can write an app real quick that has a queue that you sign up to be in the queue, and the next person in the queue is the one, and I can keep a running list of who signed up and in what order in that queue. So that's a simple thing for me to write as a program I can write. My thought was early on, we'll just go into the chat and just the first come, and I'll keep a list in chat of who's there before writing an app for it. That's probably, I think, first come, first serve. At some point, we can do like WWE style and just take the best smack talker gets to go next. We can do some ratings or something like that, but I think that's how we're going to do it. What else do we want to know? I'm looking at a thing from Dice. Agree, Vince, just want to clarify for the rule of tournament. If I am playing you and I am the shooter, I need a line bet. Right, at this point, no. So the answer to this question from Dice DGen is at this point, the shooter must have a table minimum line bet. That's the only requirement on the come out. If the other player wants to be on the field, wants to play, they've got to have table minimum, right? So in round one, let's say it's Dice DGen versus Vince, right? And it's round one, and DGen is the shooter. He has to have $5 on the line. Table minimum is $5 on the line. Come out roll. That's the only time we're not going to enforce the minimum table thing for the line bet. Okay. However, if Vince wants to work his bets, he's got to have $25 in action. So you can't just go out there with a $10 six working. You're going to have at least 25 working. If you're going to be in the layout, $25 minimum. On the line, it's a $5 minimum. And maybe that's the way to say it. The line bet's a $5 minimum. Table's $25 action. And I'll make sure I word that correctly. Does that make sense? So I think that's the way we'll do it tonight. I'll make the words or make the rules clear enough to say that. Another question came in. When I do my other arm in a full sleeve, so you're looking about the tat. This one's not done yet. I got to get in here done still. So I'm still working on the inside of this thing. So all in here, that's going to all be the other horsemen. This is this by the way is the apocalypse. This is the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I've got 2 of the horsemen done, 2 more coming. This side over here is you can't see it, but it's the crucifixion up here. Down here, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I haven't decided. I'm working with Kevin Farm, actually. He gave me a contact in Hawaii to do a real legit Polynesian tattoo, which may take up a bunch. So I don't know what's going to happen over here. I will eventually do the sleeve. My wife hates it. My wife thinks I'm an idiot. She's like, what are you doing? You're 50. Like, why are you getting tattoos? I'm like, I've always wanted them. When I was younger, I couldn't afford them. Now I can afford them. And I'm treating myself to something. And that's the way it's going to be. So there it is. All right. Are we good? Try to watch, get some ideas, but I can't get past 5 minutes of it. Oh, you're the Silver Grip. I have not watched Silver Grip. Somebody brought this up to me a while back that we're doing the same thing he's doing. And it's different. They're playing for money over there, and they're all shooting too. There's a shooting element to that. We're not shooting. We're just betting. And we've got this. I want to challenge your brains on this one, not your hands. I think the team play will be more of a skill-based thing. So anyway, that's it. I got to get to work. It's past 9 o'clock. Love y'all. Happy Friday. I'll see you tonight on Sideshow. It'll be done on here. It'll be a Casino Gaming TV, but Chris is going to host the whole thing. Fantastic. I'll see you all tonight for the next round, Buckeye Slim against TBD. And then we'll see you maybe for Craps Chat on Sunday. But regardless of when I see you again, love you all. Thank you all. Pass the word. Tell everybody what we're doing here. Let's build this channel up. And God bless. Have a good weekend.